Hey there, Moonlit Kaiser here with Skull Castle Collectibles. And I've got my trusty dial here. We're going to do a quick review of He-Man Masters of the Universe figure starting now. So let's move He-Man off to the side. In the box, it comes with He-Man, a comic book, and a couple figures. This is a comic that comes with it. It's got a little adventure in it that you can end up reading. It's kind of nice. On the back of the box, we've got a whole bunch of words. Two pictures demonstrating the different poses and gimmick with He-Man. Essentially, you know, he just comes with the sword, axe, and shield, which I'll get to later. A couple of the product placement characters here that you can have later on within the series. Nice artwork. Can always love the artwork from the new line. Now let's take a look at the man himself. So we've got He-Man here. He-Man is actually a really good sculpt. This is using the same body type that's generic with most of the 80s line. The face detail is not bad. It's simplistic. Couple lines here. Teeth. I would say it's almost the same hair mold. I'm not entirely sure. You can leave a comment down below if it's actually the same hair mold, but it seems like it's always changing to me. Right out of the box, he's got great rotation in the arms, can go all the way around, like so. He can twist his wrist all the way around, which is on a nice little joint. His arm, or his wrist here, can also go around. That's what gives it that nice battle pose as demonstrated in the picture. We've got minimal leg movement in the front, like so, and then some in the back. His gimmick really is the twisting aspect that you can kind of just twist here and there just to get him in his nice poses. His waist can go all the way around, so if you really want to get that nice pose in for a photo, that's actually really nice to have. His head's on the ball joint, so you can snap that off, put a third-party head on there, or, you know, just whatever head that you want on it if you end up liking the mold. If we look at the accessory pack that came with him, so we've got his iconic sword. Essentially, this is on a peg system, and how that peg system works is you can end up, I think it sticks to him. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's another thing you leave into the comment. It's been a long time since I've actually had a He-Man figure. We've got his shield, which is actually really nice because it actually has some paint on it. So it's got the two-tone with the gray. We've got a small kind of hook here that he can end up grabbing onto, and then of course this ends up wrapping around. And his last accessory is a single tone color axe. And in case if you just don't want to go with that and you want to go with this, especially if you end up watching the show with the whole Savage He-Man look, this is actually really nice to have. Overall, the figure and the accessories are not bad. It's a great starter, and for the price, it's 100% approved. I would go for it. There's no questions asked. The scale ends up sitting about the same as my Kildor and the Cronus, so they're all going to end up sitting around the same height, which is nice. It's all perfectly scaled, and eventually when I get my Castle Grayskull, he'll sit in and won't stand out as awkward or anything as some of the other characters that I end up having. The grapple or the sword holding effect is kind of weird. I was messing with it earlier. I guess I have to just play with it a little more because as you can see on the back, my only downside is that the sword is, you know, not detailed at all on the back. So if you're gonna end up posing with the sword, you'll end up having him to where it's facing, I guess, in front of him. The axe is nice because it's detailed all the way around, but that's just a real downside that the sword itself is just only like halfway done. I don't know. It's a bit of a downside. The shield is amazing. The shield is something that I really like. Almost all He-Man characters have shields, and this is like pretty well done. This is nice to actually see it's painted. So on the plus side, my pros and cons about the He-Man action figure is that he's got great posability. He has a great sculpt, great colors. The shield and the sword are a must. I might end up just using that instead of the the sword. The sword is my biggest complaint. Like I said before, it feels like it's halfway done. Not fun at all. But for the price, you can't really argue. If you're into the collection side, then yeah, the comics is nice to have, so you can kind of stockpile the comics. We're getting closer to the end of our time here. So to give my rating, I will give it 5 golden skulls out of, I would say 10. Well, people have asked me, they're like, 5 seems not really good at judging on a scale, so I would give it like at the midway mark. I would give it more of a positive review. The sword was the biggest downside. I would knock at least like 2 stars off of that. The other downside behind it is just it's pretty generic. Price point is good, but you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll bump it up to a 7. I can't really just knock it off because it's the price. The price is what you're gonna get. It's simplistic. It has decent amount of accessories. The sword is just garbage. And that is our 6-minute review. If y'all do like it, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm going to end up doing more episodes. This ends up turning really well, and I'm getting some positive feedback in the comic. I'll keep posting more videos. So thanks again thanks again. And yeah, I'll see y'all again soon. Later.